Hey guys, this is Andrea. So today I wanted to share something quick that I learned in this world of book writing because it's all new to me. And so it's an acronym I came across on Instagram. And so I saw an Instagrammer who was talking about how do you balance reading your backlist of books with ARC books and all of that. And they kept talking about ARCs and backlists and all of this, and so it's a whole new set of jargon, and every industry has its own jargon, and I could Google it and all of that, but how many different ARC acronyms will you run across? I just wanted to say, hey, I'm gonna go ask them behind the scenes in their DM, like, what does that mean? And so ARC stands for Advanced Reader Copy, and they said it could also be the same thing, could also be used as Advanced Reader Edition. They said it could have an E in front, like eARC for the electronic version or the digital version, and all of those things are used so that people can read it ahead of time. It's kind of used really for promotional purposes, and this is how books start getting reviews in advance. And so if you've ever wondered how do people get all those tons and tons of reviews on Amazon, like the day it comes out, it's because they've done all these ARC or advanced reader copies. I don't know if they say ARC or ARC, but I keep saying ARC in my head. These ARC copies that people can review ahead of time. And so that way, the day it comes out, they can go ahead and publish all those reviews. And so, interesting little term I learned today that I thought was kind of cool. Question for you: what have you come across in the book writing world? For those of you who are in the process of writing a book for yourself, if you've ever thought about it and all of that, what kind of thoughts and questions do you have about that world of writing books for the first time? I have a friend named Dennis Ross. He's an excellent ghostwriter. Like, if I could afford him, I would totally work with him to write my Scotland book. But since I am, humble as I am with my minuscule budget, I can't afford my friend right now. However, if I could, I would definitely use him. And you can follow him on Instagram. His handle is Book Ambition. He's very fabulous. And in any case, we had a wonderful conversation this time last year all about how to write a great first book. And ironically, here I am a year later writing my hopefully great first book. So this is really interesting and fun. But in any case, I highly implore you to, if you're interested in writing books, to listen to that interview when you have time. Put it on while you're cleaning or doing some kind of like manual chore in your house and listen to it. It's a good long conversation. It's close to an hour, but it's so worth it. Like, all of my girlfriends, especially, particularly like that interview, because Dennis is such the ladies' man, for real. So anyway, that was fun. And also, in the fall, I heard Elizabeth Gilbert speak in Charleston, and she had some wonderful tips really all for writers. What were her tips for writing? What do you do if you get stuck and all of this? And one of the best messages I heard from her was to write the book that you have to write. Get that out first. And then you can worry about the book that you can publish. Which I think is so helpful for, someone like me writing a memoir. I'm writing about a year that I lived and worked in Scotland before I came here to Atlanta 3 years ago. And so that's so helpful to me because you would think, oh, there's not a lot of like scandal or whatever in my book. But the more I am starting to write it, I'm like, ooh, well, would they appreciate that being in there? Or, ooh, what would they say if I said that about them? And so I'm really taking that advice to heart and just like doing exactly what Elizabeth said and just write the book that you have to write exactly as you want to read it. Then worry later about the book that you can publish. That's where I am with it. So I'll link to both of those, Dennis's chat and what I got from Elizabeth Gilbert in terms of book writing. And I'd love to just hear your thoughts if you've ever entertained writing a book. because I think everybody has a story in them that they could write. And this Scotland book has been in me for 3 years now. And I keep thinking, oh, I should write that. Oh, I should write that, you know. And had it not been, I'm sorry, I feel like I have something in my eye. But had it not been for a client of mine who found out about that desire and super pushed me to start it by New Year's Eve, really New Year's Day, I would not be where I am with this. And now I'm a writing nut. I'm like 35,200 something words in now, which is like half of a little novel. It's like barely into January. I'm like getting bags in my eyes from writing this stuff. But it's just, once you start, I mean, for me, like once I start it, it's just pouring out. It's just coming out. So, and it's all good stuff. And it's so awesome to like really get into it and remember like where you were in that moment and how that changed your life and what, you know, was so great about it. So, yeah, I'd love to know, what are your thoughts? What's the book that you would write? If you could write a book, if you would write a book, what would your book be about? All right, that's it for today. Thanks so much for being here. And also, if you're learning any interesting book jargon that you think would be helpful to me, please share it, because I am on that learning curve. And the my Instagrammer guy I was chatting with today about that term arc, said, ooh, don't worry about it. He was like, he or she, whoever they are, I've been in the industry for 8 years and I'm still learning things. So I don't feel bad about being at the bottom of the learning curve, but you know how we feel, we gotta like get up that curve fast. So, all right, that's it for real for today. And if you like this video, please do like it. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do consider subscribing at the button below. Love to have you here. This is my very humble channel, which is I've decided to dedicate to the writing of this book about Scotland. So thanks so much for being here and hope to see you soon. Cheers.